Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So just here to do kind of our final episode in our little book images mini series that we've been doing. So unfortunately I had been filming making these little bits and pieces for the last episode, and then only to find, lo and behold, the camera had switched off, the iPad had run out of storage, and you know, the whole video I had been waffling on and it hadn't filmed. So very, very irritating. So I literally have brought these along just to kind of show you. Obviously these are the same as the little faux postage stamps that I've made in my tutorial. So if I remember, I will try and link my tutorial below for if you haven't seen them. But these are obviously just demonstrating how you can use kind of book page images to create those faux postage stamps. So obviously we've got the one from the Animal Tales book that we've been making the pieces from. We've got the Victoria Plum, and then we've got the ones from the Children's Encyclopedia. And as you can kind of see, the ones from the Children's Encyclopedia, I obviously used one of the building images, which I just fussy cut around that, and I also used one of the tiny little kind of images of a little man from history on another piece. So that's kind of those. From the Victoria Plum, I did struggle to kind of find images tiny enough to use on the postage stamp, but I managed to find a little bunny from here, so I just fussy cut that out and popped that on there. And the same really with the Animal Tales. I struggled to find kind of images small enough, but eventually, you know, I did come across that little dog and I thought, well, he was kind of, you know, good enough. So that was just a quick kind of project share really that unfortunately I had filmed and, you know, it went to pot. So that's another kind of way to use your book page images in your journals. So those are those. Let me just move them to one side. And then probably the final kind of way that I just thought I would kind of just quickly share with you, and obviously I have talked about these before, I've, you know, used them quite a few times, and I have done a tutorial on making these kind of floating pockets. So again, what I've done is these are my laminated kind of floating pockets that I really like doing, and I did do a little project share about the laminating pouches that I happened to find that were A7 size. So that's what this size is, A7, perfect journaling card size. And then all I've done is fussy cut out obviously a Victoria Plum image from that book, fussy cut out one of the buildings from the Children's Encyclopedias, and actually I totally forgot to actually do one from the Animal Tales book, so I apologise for that. I don't know quite what happened, but I just totally forgot. And then obviously you can just marry these up. So for instance, this, I have obviously been using these background pages for this, you know, with the buildings. So that's kind of how I would probably, you know, back that on. And then the Victoria Plum, obviously so far I have been using kind of blue pages. So if I just kind of take that piece there, and I'll just trim her down, or not her, sorry, the background page. So I'll just trim that down like that. And then all I'm going to do is stitch around this. Now I can either stitch around this kind of on all three sides and have a top loading pocket, or obviously I can just stitch around it on a couple of sides and have it as a little kind of tuck spot. You know, the choice is yours. Either way looks, you know, super cute, I think. You know, so yeah, the choice is yours really. I mean, a little word of kind of advice, and this is just from experience really, that, you know, I've done this several times and been irritated with myself for not having realising sooner. But obviously once you've stitched this together, you're not going to really be able to get to it to actually ink up your pieces. Just checking that I'm still filming, because I'm a little bit paranoid now since my disaster, which was so irritating. So yeah, I've learned from experience, obviously, you know, you cannot then go back and ink once they're stitched on. So if you want to ink your pieces up, you know, if you were going for kind of the vintagey look, then ink them up first. So I'm just going to ink around this whole piece, because I will stitch this together and then I will trim it down after it's stitched. So I'm just going to kind of, you know, if in doubt, ink the whole lot. So that's that piece. And then my Victoria Plum one, I'm just going to kind of ink slightly with the vintage photo, like that. And then we were kind of using that wild honey. So I will probably need to trim this slightly more, so it's kind of a slightly tighter fit, if you see what I mean, because we've tended to kind of use this just inking around the edges rather than the whole thing. So it's kind of important here that I kind of actually ink it on the edges rather than, you know, the inside, as it were. So just going to take that wild honey and again just kind of ink up around the edges. Like that. Like that, and then obviously pop my little piece on there. Now at this point it's up to you really whether you want to stitch your you know, decorative pieces on, or whether you want to glue them on afterwards. I don't think it really matters. I mean, I find that the hot glue sticks perfectly fine to the laminating pouches, but if you wanted to kind of go ahead and actually stitch on your lace and things, then, you know, now's the time to kind of pick it and do that. So I might just do that for this piece here, and then for this piece here I'm just going to have a look and see if I want any of the kind of flowers and things that we've used with previous pieces. So just having a look. Got this blue lace, which actually would be quite cute with this, wouldn't it? Might use that. Should we have a little turquoise flower from there? Oh yeah, that is cute. So I might just kind of stitch that like that. As I say, it doesn't matter because, you know, I do find that the hot glue kind of works perfectly well. So I'm going to go and stitch those together and then come back and kind of show you the finished pieces. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine. So these are my little pieces. I just trim some of the threads off. I'm out of breath now because I've literally just kind of run down, done them and run back up. So I'm kind of in a rush today. So anyway, that's the finished kind of piece there. This is this piece, which again, obviously I need to trim the threads off and I need to trim this down. So I'm just going to kind of trim it here like that, kind of just flush with the edge of the laminating pouch like that, and then just trim that like that. There we go. And then, oops, get rid of some of those other threads, which are pretty long. And then I'm just going to trim that lace there. So I kind of left that lace hanging off. So obviously once that was glued onto a page, you know, I wouldn't tend to have this as a floating pocket because the page, the back of this is white, which, you know, I don't necessarily kind of, you know, I wouldn't have that probably. I would probably glue this into a journal. So that's how it would kind of obviously appear on the journal. And this one, as you can see, I didn't stitch it around 3 sides. I just stitched it around the 2. So it's a kind of tuck spot in the side. Whereas this one, obviously, I stitched it around 3 sides and it's a top loading kind of pocket. So that's those. Obviously you could decorate them up further, you know, if you wanted to. I mean, we could kind of pop another flower on here, just kind of glue it down, you know, completely kind of up to you how you want to kind of obviously decorate your pieces up. Perhaps we will. So I'll just take my hot glue. I should have obviously thought of this first because I stitched that turquoise flower on. And I could have obviously stitched the purple one on, but there we go. I just spotted it laying about on my desk and thought, oh, I think that one would go quite nicely actually. So we've got that one, and I'll just see if I've got any kind of buttons that would look good with that. Hold on. That's a little bit large. Got this white one. Might be a bit too white. Oops. Just going through my little tin that's here to the side. So just see what else I've got in here. You have to excuse the traffic noise because it's now suddenly rush hour, so suddenly the traffic's kind of picked up, and I've got my window open because it's pretty warm today, so I do apologise if it's quite noisy now. Right. So, I mean, I quite like that, but I don't think it necessarily kind of adds anything to that. In fact, I probably prefer it without. So that's kind of those two pieces. So I'm just going to put in all the pieces that we've made through this little mini series, just to kind of, you know, have a bit of an overview of the bits and bobs that we've made. I'm going to kind of put them in kind of sections to, oops, to what pieces they belong to, if that makes sense. Don't know why that really matters, but I just like to kind of keep the same types of pieces together. So I'm just sorting them out. Right. So through this little mini series, we have done the little postage stamp there. This was with the Animal Tales book, all of these pieces. We've got this one here, which is kind of the book page pocket, but using a kind of image book page. We've got this little piece here, which again would just be a kind of tuck spot on a page. We've got the little flip down, and we made a little paper bag there as well. So really cute ways to use your little book page images there if you were using kind of, you know, the black and white kind of kids book images. So we've obviously coloured them up by using very colourful kind of accents and pieces. Oops. Then we used kind of very vintage images from like the children's encyclopedia. We made obviously a couple of postage stamps. We made these tags by fussy cutting out the pieces and obviously popping them onto the decoupage napkin. So I mean, either tags or you know, glue down on a page and kind of use them as a little tuck spot. So that was those. We obviously did this little piece here, which again I would just use as a top loading pocket. We did the little envelope there, popped on a postage stamp, and just kind of layered up our little kind of vintage image there. Then we did our, obviously, you know, floating pocket, although in this case I wouldn't have it floating. And it's got the side opening there in the laminated kind of pouch. Just a quick word actually about the laminated pouches. If you didn't have access to a laminator but you like this look, you could always buy acetate sheets, and then you could fussy cut your images out and glue them onto the acetate, you know, on the top of the acetate sheet. And then obviously do the same thing, i.e. the background paper, stitch around. It would give effectively the same, you know, the same kind of effect. So, you know, if you didn't have a laminator but you wanted to try these, that's an alternative way to do that. Then here you've got your book page pocket again with using an image book page, so you've just got your lovely image running along the top there. So that's those ones. And then finally we've got our Victoria Plum pieces from that gorgeous cute little book. So we've got our floating laminated pocket there, got our super cute postage stamp, we've got our top loading, you know, our top corner pocket that you just kind of tuck pieces in beneath it. We've got our little book page image pocket, so with that cute little image of her there. We've just got this little piece here that we would just use as a kind of little tuck spot. And then again, we've just got a piece that, you know, I would be inclined to use this as a little corner kind of tuck or pocket onto a page. Just, you know, with various kind of decorative elements running down it. So, you know, we've achieved quite a bit actually in those few episodes, and hopefully, you know, there were one or two things that maybe you kind of hadn't seen before, or maybe kind of, you know, hadn't tried before. So I hope that you enjoyed the little series, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.